الفاتحة. صلى الله عليك يا مولاه يا أبا عبد الله، وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت، وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. اللهم لعن أول ظالم ظلم حق محمد وآل محمد، وآخر تابع له على ذلك. اللهم لعن العصابة التي جاهدت الحسين عليه السلام وشايعت وبايعت وتابعت على قتله. اللهم لعنهم جميعا. أما بعد، فقد قال عز من قائل: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. On this occasion of the first night of the month of Safar, the month of Azza, I extend my heartfelt condolences to Imam of our time, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman alayhi salam. And to mu'mineen and mu'minat gathered here and worldwide. And I pray to Almighty Allah to grant us ziyarat of Aba Abdullah al-Husayn in this world and his shafa'ah in the hereafter. And may he keep us steadfast on the path of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. And may we die in the love of them, and may we rise in their name on the day of Qiyamah. And may Almighty Allah hasten the reappearance of Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman alayhi salam. واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته ومحبيه والسائرين تحت لوائه والمستشهدين بين يديه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. There are certain things which cannot be separated from the human being from the time of inception or from the time of his birth. Even after death, you can't separate certain things from the human being. And one of them is rizq. The need for rizq is there from the time of inception and from the time of birth, or even before birth. When the child is in the womb of the mother, he requires rizq. And it's the mother who provides the rizq at that time. When the person is born in this world, he requires rizq. And even after our passing away from this world, we require rizq, don't we? You've heard about those reciters who are reciting to you, and that you recite Surah Al-Fatiha for a marhum. What does he get in the qabr? He gets a tray of fruit. And then he asks, where did this parcel come from? This gift came from. It's rizq. Even in the qabr we require rizq. You can't segregate. 50,000 years of one day of Qiyamah, we will need rizq over there. And even in the heaven, If at all a person goes to heaven, does he require rizq or not? Yes, of course. Almighty Allah mentions in the Holy Quran that when the people of heaven will be presented with the fruits of heaven, they will say these are the same kind of fruits, the like fruits which we used to have in the world. So it will be the likeness of the fruits over here. Whether you go to heaven, whether a person, God forbid, goes to hell, he will require rizq. Zaqum. May Almighty Allah save us, inshallah, ببركة الحسين عليه الصلاة والسلام, from the Zaqum and from Jahannam, inshallah. Please recite one loud salawat for the acceptance of this dua. So we will require rizq. Now we do require rizq even when we reach heaven. But up till we reach our destination in heaven, then there is no need for ration, because there you will desire and it will be there. Ma tashtahil anfus. Whatever you will desire, it will be there. You like a certain biryani or something, a certain dish, you just have to make the taste in your brain. And in the heaven you'll get it straight away. You don't need to wait. Here you have to order from the cook. You have to say, Abi biryani banao je, all these masalas you have to put or not. And probably sometimes he makes a mistake and there is more salt or more chili or more. There, you design in your brain the taste that comes to your mouth. That is what you are going to get. And that's also instant. You need it now, you get it now. Ma tashtahil anfus. So in heaven, once a person reaches heaven, there is no need to wait. But until heaven, the rizq which we have to use is we have to take from these 70 years of this world which we are living. We have to carry our baggage from here. Now one Surah Al-Fatiha could be, say, for example, a tray which you've heard a marhum gets in the qabr, right? Now one namaz, now that Surah Al-Fatiha which we recite is with khulus, because our mind is in Surah Al-Fatiha. But when we recite the salat, where is our mind? Anything that is lost you can find in namaz, isn't it? And it's a good thing. Whenever you lose something, I recommend and I ask you to recite 2 rakat namaz. No problem, you remember it in the salat, it's good. But at least through that you are, by losing something, you are remembering Allah. So it's a good thing, it's a good habit. But that is our namaz, isn't it? Now, if at all we want the rizq over there, we have to have the ration with us. We have the age of 70 years, say for example, average age. Yes. Some people pass away before that. 70 years, let us take 70 years, that is the age for earning, gathering, and then the usage age is how much? From barzakh until the day of Qiyamah. How many years? We don't know. And then from on the day of Qiyamah, 50,000 years of this world, 50,000 years of this world. So how much ration do we require? Now, you tell me, if at all we are the judge of our own a'mal, The good deeds. I'm not talking about bad deeds. Inshallah, mu'mineen are not doing bad deeds, inshallah. Of the good deeds that we are doing, will I, if at all I judge my salat, will I accept my salat as perfect one? How much marks will I get to Maghrib namaz? 10 upon 100. All right? 10%. That also, if at all I remembered when I came back at Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, otherwise I had just disappeared. I started with Allahu Akbar and then I went off. This is the risk which we are gathering for where? For the hereafter. So we don't accept. You think that Almighty Allah will accept? Almighty Allah says that you have the earning of 70 years, out of which 15 years are cut off. All right, forget about it. The ladies say, for example, they have more chances. They are becoming baligh at 9. So they are getting more time of earning. That is the respect Allah has given to the ladies. Women's rights, isn't it? Allah is taking care of ladies. So from 9 years, they can start earning. But how much is the period of earning and how much is the period of spending? Now, if at all it is 1-to-1, then we have not earned anything. If one sawab is equivalent to one salat, that is the reason Almighty Allah is giving us in multiples. The reward is in multiples. لِلْحَسَنَةِ عَشَرُ أَمْثَالِهَا. For every good deed there is, Almighty Allah doesn't give in percentages. You know, you keep in the bank some money and in the fixed deposit for so long time and then they give you 2%. Ana karta to better che, biji to ga invest kari le bhai. Yes, you get more through investment. But Almighty Allah is giving multiples, multiply by 10. That is one calculator. A second calculator which Almighty Allah has created is multiply by 700. So you do one good deed, and Almighty Allah multiplies it by 700, because we require that much. Then there is another calculator after 700, which is an unlimited calculator, which doesn't have any limitations. Then it is according to our capacity, Almighty Allah rewards us. I hope I have not bored you so much. Please recite a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We are talking about the risk. Risk cannot be segregated from the human being. It cannot be separated. You know why niyaz is so much sawab? Because this is part and parcel of life. Believe me, our salat, our sawm, our hajj have hindrances of acceptability. Because our sins will block the way for acceptance of our amal, our mistakes. But serving someone reaches direct acceptance, and especially food. In the hadith it's mentioned that if at all a mu'min, if at all you feed a mu'min who is wealthy, a wealthy mu'min, Almighty Allah says that I promise to feed that person who has fed a wealthy mu'min, I will fill his stomach with the food of heaven. That's a guarantee from Allah. What about if all told that food reaches a mu'min who is hungry? Nowadays, you know, they say, I'm not sure about here. I'm just talking about the general idea which normally they discuss, and they say, give it to the poor. Give it to the poor. I'm saying you better give it to the poor, yes. But don't stop the niyaz. Because that niyaz which you are feeding a mu'min, you are getting the guarantee that Almighty Allah will reward you so much that He will guarantee that He'll fill your stomach with the food of heaven. He will fill your stomach with the food of heaven if you reach heaven, isn't it? So the guarantee means that you will reach heaven. Now if at all a person has fed mu'mineen, wealthy mu'mineen so much that there is no space for Almighty Allah to lead him to hell because of his bad deeds, so the man will be forgiven just because of feeding niyaz only, isn't it? Now why are we looking into Kem thase ne kevirte thase? Don't ask me. That's the system of Allah. I'm just giving you the shortcuts. You want to use it for your advantage. You don't want to use it, it's your choice. Do it the hard way. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Believe you me, the religion of Ahlul Bayt is the simplest religion. And there is an easier way of going to heaven. We are making it difficult for ourselves. Like the Bani Israels did difficulty for themselves, we are doing the same thing. And therefore we are trapping ourselves in our own chains. We have only 70 years to earn in this world, and we have to spend so many years. And the risk cannot be whatever we will take with us, that is what we will need to use until we reach the heaven. There is a difference between, even if we use whichever calculator which Almighty Allah has created, a multiple of 10, or a multiple of 700, or a multiple of unlimited, we are not sure on which calculator our deeds are being multiplied, or whether they are reaching the level of the calculator or not. So therefore, as regards our risk, we are not sure what risk we are getting. But we who die, we have to carry our own risk so that we can use it. The difference between us and the shaheed is that Almighty Allah says, عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يُرْزَقُونَ. Their risk is guaranteed. And who is guaranteeing their risk? Almighty Allah. Does He say that this is the limitation of the guarantee of the risk of shaheed? No. The shaheed can have as much risk as he wants, whether he wants to use it for himself or he wants to give it away. Whether he wants to use it for himself or he wants to give it away. Now if at all someone is a shaheed, and his risk is guaranteed from Allah, and if at all from his risk he gives away to anyone who is living and who comes with haja to his qabr, can there be any doubt? Now if Bab al-Hawaij is giving your hajat from his risk, no one can question, can anyone? That is the reason, that is the life of a shaheed. But Ya Allah, our a'mal are nothing. And we are not living in the times of Imam that we can become shaheed. Then our chances are lost. If at all we become shaheed, and we become martyrs, but martyr a person can do when he does jihad, by the order of the Imam and by the order of the Holy Prophet. And he becomes a martyr, he becomes shaheed, his risk is guaranteed from Allah. Now we don't have that chance, do we? The same question was asked to the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet said, don't worry, those people who don't see me, who don't see my Ahlul Bayt, they don't get the chance of becoming shaheed, then I have the solution for them too, to die as a shaheed. Man mata ala hubbi ali Muhammadin mata shahida. Whoever dies in the love of Ahl al-Bayt dies a shaheed, dies a martyr. وَمَنْ مَاتَ عَلَى حُبِّ آلِ مُحَمَّدٍ مَاتَ مَغْفُورًا. And whoever dies in the love of Ali Muhammad, he dies and his sins are forgiven. أَلَا وَمَنْ مَاتَ عَلَى حُبِّ آلِ مُحَمَّدٍ مَاتَ تَائِبًا. Remember that whoever dies in the love of Ali Muhammad, his sins are forgiven. He is forgiven. He has done the tawbah. He dies as though he has done tawbah. So if at all we want to die as shaheed, what do we have to do? Die in the love of Ahl al-Bayt. Living in the love of Ahl al-Bayt could be much easier. Dying in the love of Ahl al-Bayt is very difficult. Luqman is telling his son, is advising his son, وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ. No, Nabi Yaqub. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Don't die, but you die as a Muslim. Dying on Iman is very, very difficult. It's not easy. Because shaitan makes every way possible to block a mu'min from dying on Iman. Now how do we guarantee of dying on Iman? Because living on Iman is very easy, but dying on Iman is very difficult. When the Iman and the love of Ahl al-Bayt is always fresh. So we have to refresh our love always and forever. This is a continuous process. We can't be letting it fade away. We can't be letting it lie on the shelf like the Quran lies on the shelf with all the dust gathering on it. Why are these majalis of Ali Muhammad daily, always this azah of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn? These are refreshers to bring back that love again, to remove the dust from the love of Ahl al-Bayt, so that if at all we die in the love of Ahl al-Bayt. And what happens as a result? We die as shaheed. Do you want to die as a shaheed or no? Do you want to guarantee your rizq of the hereafter? And that also unlimited. You don't have to carry anything. And that is what Imam al-Husayn alayhi salatu wasalam proved it on the day of Ashura. Hur ibn Yazid al-Riyahi converts and comes to Imam al-Husayn after morning prayers. He dies before Zohar. He has not done any good deed after converting. He has all the baggage of wrong from that side. The only thing he has in his bag is the ghufran and forgiveness of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. And that's all. There is no namaz, there is no roza, there is no hajj, nothing. Whatever he has done in that camp is not acceptable. So there is no a'mal, nothing, no rizq. But when he reverts to al-Husayn, what happens? Husayn makes him a shaheed. He gives him the grade of shaheed. And up till now, and after Imam al-Husayn, whoever goes and does salam to the Shuhada Karbala, what do we say? Bi abi antum wa ummi. Our parents we sacrifice on you. Hur ibn Yazid al-Riyahi. No baggage is required. Nothing is required. We need to die in the love of al-Husayn. And then when you die in the love of al-Husayn, you become shaheed. And this Husayn has been living before his birth. For people used to weep, the communities, not the Anbiya. You've heard about the Anbiya weeping on Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. The communities have been weeping on Abu Abdullah al-Husayn before his birth. There was a place where Ahl al-Bayt Haram and the head of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn, when it was been shifted from Kufa to Sham, there was a church in which this head was kept. That church was built 500 years before the birth of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. How many years? 500 years before the birth of Imam al-Husayn. And on the main door of that church, a Christian church, what was written? Salamun ala Shubayr. Salamun ala Shubayr. There were two monks over there. One was an old monk who was ill, and there was a young monk, a young priest. They were both in that. And you know, in olden days, the churches, these kind of churches, were they in the mid of the desert, so that any passenger or traveler could pass by, he could get some water to drink, he could rest. So they would just provide that lodging and boarding facility. This was a young priest. Whenever he would enter the altar, he would enter the chapel, he would see Salamun ala Shubayr, and he would be wondering, what is Salamun ala Shubayr? Who is this Shubayr on which a 500-year-old monastery is sending salams? What is this Shubayr? Who is this Shubayr? He tried to ask the old priest, but the old priest and the old monk never answered his question. He said, oh, we have a vault underground. Go and research. You'll find the answers. And this young monk was now trying to find the answers. What is Shubayr? Who is this Shubayr? And he tried to find out from the old vaults. He opened the old books. And in the old books he could find 5 names. 4 of men and 1 of a lady. He went straight to the old monk and he said, who are these 5 who are written in our books? Who are these Panjatan, these 5? But the old man and the old monk would not answer. He said, go research, don't ask me. But why don't you answer me? He said, I am afraid that you will change your religion. You'll convert. You'll leave Christianity. He said, but I need to know. This young monk had a blind daughter. While this young monk was studying and he was getting into the old scriptures and he was finding out about Ahl al-Bayt slowly and steadily, he would not understand what is these 5 people. For me, when I say Panjatan, you understand. But for that monk who was a Christian, who had never heard about Ahl al-Bayt, it was new for him. During this period, while he was researching and he was crying and he was asking from Allah for guidance, there was a knock at the door during the day. This was the time when Imam al-Husayn was already massacred on the plains of Karbala. And Ahl al-Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam's prisoners were being taken from Kufa to Sham. There was a Sahabi of the Holy Prophet who was keeping a tag on the prisoners of Ahl al-Bayt, and he was moving some distance ahead of this qafila of Ahl al-Bayt. And his name was Sa'id. This Sahabi of the Holy Prophet's name was Sa'id. He came to this chapel on which was written Salamun ala Shubayr. He knocked the door. He was thirsty. The young monk opened the door. Sa'id asked for some water. The young monk brought the water. Then he saw Sa'id crying and weeping. As soon as he saw the water, Sa'id started crying. For he remembered the thirst of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn in Karbala. So the monk said, why are you crying? Why are you weeping? Sa'id could not drink water, because he knew that the prisoners of Ahl al-Bayt were never getting water. The children of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn who were in prison, they were not getting water. He cried, he saw the water, he cried, and he left the water, and he started moving away. The young monk said, oh man, oh traveler, don't leave water. Tell me, why are you crying and why have you left water? Sa'id said, I can tell you one thing, there is a caravan of prisoners which is going to reach you shortly. But take care, the caravan of these prisoners are of very big family, respect them. And Sa'id said this and he left. By evening, Shimr had already reached there, or Sinan had already reached there, and they brought a suitcase, in which they told the monk that we want to keep this in a safe place. He said, all right, no problem, this is the door, this is the vault where you can keep your safe, secure things, and no one will touch them. As the night was coming closer, and the night was going by, the young monk who was still studying in the light of the candles, he heard that the whole chapel, there was a voice of takbir. Someone was reciting zikr. So he started searching, where is the zikr coming from? When he saw it was that same suitcase that was kept in the vault safely by the enemies of Ahl al-Bayt, by those people, the travelers who had come now, from that vault was emitting the light. And the zikr was coming as though it was just emitting from there. The voice was coming out from there. He went out, the young monk went out and he asked Sinan, oh man, what is there in that vault? He said, it's nothing about you. He said, I want to know, please. I'm ready to give you money. He said, all right, I'll tell you. It is the head. We have killed someone and we are carrying the head. Where are you carrying the head? We are carrying the head to Yazid to get our reward. He said, whose head is it? He said, it's the head of the grandson of the Holy Prophet. So the young monk said, can you grant me this head for one night? They said, you can't have it. He said, I have 10,000 dirhams, which I have gathered, which I have inherited from my father. I'm ready to give my entire 10,000 dirhams for one night. They said, all right, give us the 10,000 and you can take the box. The monk who took out the box and he opened, he washed the head of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. This head had stayed in the tanur of holy. You know, it was in the soil. He washed it. He placed it on the member. And then he said, I know you are doing the zikr and you are the grandson of the Holy Prophet. Can you tell me? And then he started conversing and then he went back to the old monk and he said, today we have some guests. You had told me that there will be some guest on one day, which we are expecting. And that is the reason there is salam written for that guest. Today I'm asking you, O old monk, can you tell me, is this the guest whom we were expecting? The old monk turned his face away. He said, I can't reply you. The young monk went to the head and he said, can you tell me, O head, are you the guest whom we were expecting? And the head said, yes. This is Husayn ibn Ali, whom you were expecting, and the salam that is written for, it was written for me. Salamun ala Shubayr. It was at that time, while the monk was running between the old monk's room and coming back to the head. It was at that time his blind daughter was searching her father. And she all of a sudden fell onto this case which was holding the head of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. All of a sudden she recovered and she got her eyes back. She came to her father walking, and the father said, "My daughter, you can see?" She said, "Of course." "What happened, my daughter?" She said, "I fell on some kind of box and I recovered." "Can you show me the box?" The father went to the box and he found that same box which was carrying the head of Abu Abdullah al-Husayn. Abu Abdullah al-Husayn was Shifa and is Shifa. Why? Because he is Shaheed. He is not only Shaheed, he is Sayyid al-Shuhada. So the risk of Shuhada is guaranteed. And therefore they can grant anything, whatever they want from their risk, which is guaranteed by Almighty. عزادارو آپ کی زحمت تمام کر دی. یہ بات یاد رکھیے کہ اگر ہم کو آخرت میں گارنٹیڈ رزق چاہیے تو ہم کو آل محمد کی محبت پہ رہنا پڑے گا اور مرنا پڑے گا. یہ لازمی ہمارے بھلے کے لیے. اور اس محبت کو تازہ رکھنے کے لیے ہم کو ہمیشہ امام حسین کے ساتھ یہ کنیکشن رکھنا پڑے گا. چاہے نیاز کھا کر، چاہے نیاز کھلا کر، چاہے مجلسوں میں آ کر، چاہے ماتم کر کے، چاہے پرسہ دے کر. یہ عزا کا سلسلہ ہمارا کنیکشن ہے تاکہ ہماری محبت زندہ رہے حسین کے لیے، تاکہ ہم اس محبت میں مر سکیں تو شہید کا درجہ حاصل کر کے اپنا آخرت کا رزق گارنٹی کر سکیں. بات سمجھ میں آ رہی ہے میرا عزیز دوستو؟ تو جس کو اپنا رزق گارنٹی کرنا ہو، ہم آج کل اتنے انٹلیکچول ہو گئے ہیں کہ آپ کی بات میں نہیں کر رہا ہوں، انٹلیکچول ہم اتنے ہو گئے ہیں کہ ہم پوچھتے ہیں کہ عزاداری کا مقصد کیا ہے؟ عزاداری کا مقصد یہ ہے کہ آپ شہید مرو، اور عزاداری اسی لیے ہے. اب کیسے ہے؟ میرے پاس اس کا سائیکولوجیکل جواب ہے، میرے پاس اس کا فلسافیکل جواب ہے، میرا پاس اس کا سائنٹیفک جواب ہے، میرے پاس اس کا میتھمیٹیکل جواب ہے، میرے پاس سب جواب ہے. میں پھر کبھی آپ کی خدمت میں ان سب جوابوں کو جس کو چاہیے وہ بیٹھ کر میرے ساتھ ڈسکس کرے، اور میں آپ کو ایک ایک قانع کنندہ جواب دوں گا کہ یہ سب کوسچنز میں نے جواب خود ڈھونڈے ہیں اور مجھے ملے ہیں. اور آپ یہ مت کہیے کہ رونے کا کوئی فائدہ نہیں ہے. یہ رونے ہی سے شہادت کا درجہ ملتا ہے، اور اگر ہم کو شہید مرنا ہے تو ہم کو یہ عزا برقرار رکھنی پڑے گی. کسی کے فائدے کے لیے نہیں، اپنے فائدے کے لیے. فرسٹ بی سیلفش فار یور سیلف. اپنے لیے تو سیلفش بنو، اپنی آخرت تو سنوارو. جب مجھے شہادت کا درجہ ملتا ہے عزاداری ابو عبداللہ الحسین میں کنٹینیوس آنے سے، تو میں کیوں فائدہ نہ اٹھاؤں؟ بھائی جب کوئی بزنس ہو کوئی بھی طریقہ ہو کمانے کا، کہہ رہے ہیں کہ آپ صرف وہاں چلے جاؤ آپ کو 1000 پاؤنڈ ملیں گے. کون نہیں جائے گا؟ سب جائیں گے. پیسے والے بھی جائیں گے، غریب بھی جائیں گے. ایک مرتبہ نہیں، جتنی مرتبہ آؤ آپ کو 1000 پاؤنڈ ملے گا. تو ہم تو جا کر 1000 پاؤنڈ لے کر واپس آئیں گے، پھر جائیں گے، اپنے بیٹے کو بھی ساتھ لے کے جائیں گے، اور دوسری مرتبہ فیملی کو ساتھ لے کے جائیں گے، تاکہ ہر ایک کو 1000 پھر جا کر ایک مرتبہ نہیں، پھر جائیں گے اور پھر جائیں گے اور پھر جائیں گے. ارے اس سفرے پر تو فاطمہ الزہرا تشریف لا رہی ہے، تو یہاں تو پھر بھی آنا چاہیے اور پھر بھی آنا چاہیے اور پھر بھی آنا چاہیے، اور ریٹرن آ کر اپنی شہادت کے لیے شہید کی سرٹیفکیٹ یہاں سے لے کے جانی چاہیے. لہذا عزاداری کے لیے آپ مقصد نہ ڈھونڈو، عزاداری خود مقصد ہے تاکہ ہم شہید کے درجے پر پہنچیں. بس میرے عزیز دوستو، مجلس تمام. آپ کو میں نے زحمت دی. امام حسین علیہ السلام کی راہ میں صرف نجات بٹتی ہے، صرف نجات. اس سے کنیکشن رکھنا ضروری ہمارے لیے ہے. حسین ابن علی کو کوئی ضرورت نہیں ہے. آپ یقین مانیے، حسین ابن علی نے اپنا سب کچھ لٹا دیا اللہ کا نام بچانے کے لیے. اللہ نے کہا کہ تو نے میرے ذکر کو باقی رکھا تو میں خدا یہ گارنٹی دیتا ہوں کہ تیرا ذکر کبھی بھی مٹنے نہیں دوں گا. جب یہودی علم چھوڑ دیں گے تو میں تیرا علم عیسائیوں کو دے دوں گا. جب عیسائی چھوڑ دیں گے تو مسلمانوں کو دوں گا. جب مسلمان چھوڑ دیں گے تو شیعوں کو دوں گا. اور جب شیعہ بھی اس میں سوراخ نکالیں گے تو میں کنورٹ ڈھونڈوں گا. میں علم تو دے کے رکھوں گا، اس سے کہ اللہ نے گارنٹی دی ہے. اور وہ بھی بنت رسول کو. جب بنت رسول نے کہا میرے بیٹے پر روئے گا کون، تو کہا ایک قوم پیدا کرے گا خدا جس کے جوان حسین کے جوانوں پر روئیں گے، جس کے بزرگ حسین کے بزرگوں پر. بنت رسول نے کیا کہا؟ یا نبی اللہ، میں جنت میں نہ جاؤں گی جب تک ان عزاداروں کی شفاعت نہ کروں. یہ ہماری شفاعت کے لیے، یہ عزاداری ہماری شفاعت کے لیے، ہماری شہادت کے درجے کے لیے ہمارا فائدہ ہے. حسین ابن علی کا کچھ نہیں، حسین کا تو لٹ گیا. اور آپ کو پتا ہے پہلی سفر حقیقت میں جناب زینب کا عاشورہ ہے. بنت رسول کا عاشورہ آج ہے، کل کا دن عاشورہ جناب زینب ہے. اس لیے کہ جتنی قربانی آج جناب زینب نے پہلی سفر کو دی ہے. تاریخ کہتی ہے کہ جب سر امام حسین، جیسے یہ واقعہ آپ کی خدمت پہ پیش کیا کہ سر امام حسین کو وہ ہمیشہ نیزے پر نہیں رکھتے تھے، وہ صندوق میں بند کر کے رکھتے تھے تاکہ راستے میں کوئی چوری نہ ہو جائے، اس کو لوٹ نہ لیا جائے. تو کبھی چھپاتے تھے تو تنور میں چھپا دیتے تھے تو مٹی لگ جاتی تھی. جب بازار میں پریڈ کرتے تھے تو اس سر کو نوکے نیزے پر رکھتے تھے. تو جب بازاروں سے گزرتے تھے تو پتھر مارے جاتے تھے تو یہ سر کبھی خون میں اٹا ہوتا تھا. تو صندوق سے جب بھی نکلتا تھا اور آل محمد کے سامنے نوکے نیزے پر سر حسین آتا تھا تو بیویوں کی چیخیں نکل جاتی تھی. بیویوں کو پھر کربلا کا منظر یاد آتا تھا، شہادت ابا عبداللہ الحسین یاد آ جاتی تھی. تو بیویوں کے گریہ بلند ہوتے تھے تو اسقیاء ان بیویوں کو خاموش کرنے کے لیے کوڑے مارتے تھے. جب بچوں کے کوڑے لگتے تھے تو سجاد تڑپ جاتے تھے. دیکھیے جب انسان پر مصیبت پڑتی ہے تو انسان برداشت کر لیتا ہے، مگر جب بچوں پر اور بیویوں پر مصیبت پڑتی ہے. سجاد زمانے کا امام تھا مگر صبر کی وجہ سے ہاتھوں میں ہتھکڑیاں، پیروں میں بیڑیاں. سجاد اس بات کو تو برداشت کرتے تھے، مگر جب سکینہ کے تماچے لگتے تھے تو سکینہ مڑ کے سجاد کو دیکھتی تھی، سکینہ آنکھوں کو جھکا دیتے تھے کہ یہ سکینہ کو کیا جواب دوں۔ اجرکم اللہ۔ میرے عزیز دوستو، جب شام میں پہنچے ہیں تو اس وقت انہوں نے صندوق سے سروں کو نکالا اور سروں کو نکال کر نوکے نیزے پر بلند کر دیا۔ سر امام حسین جو کہ کبھی مٹی میں رہا تھا، ایک ایسا اس کا مٹی ایسے لگی تھی جیسے چاند نکلا ہو۔ جب بیبیوں میں کوہرام برپا ہوا نا شام کے بازار میں انٹر ہونے کے وقت، تو اس وقت جناب زینب نے اپنے بھائی کے چہرے کو دیکھا، مگر جب بازار میں یہ انٹر ہوئے ہیں تو پتھر برسنا شروع ہو گئے۔ اب جب پتھر برسے ہیں تو بیبیوں پر تو برسے، مگر پہلا پتھر سر حسین پر لگا۔ جب خون روا ہوا، زینب اولیاء مقام نے مرثیہ پڑھا، اے میرے چاند، اے میرے ماہتے چاند، آپ کو کس نے پتھر مار دیا؟ بعض روایات میں یہ ہے، بعض اہل منبر سے آپ نے بھی سنا ہوگا کہ جناب زینب نے جب دیکھا کہ حسین کے سر سے خون جاری ہے، چوبے ناقے سے اپنے سر کو مارا، یہاں تک کہ جناب زینب کی پیشانی سے خون جاری ہو گیا۔ اجرکم اللہ، جزاکم ربکم۔ مگر کچھ عرصے کے بعد چھوٹی سی سکینہ نے جب اپنے بابے کے سر کو دیکھا تو آپ سمجھ لیجئے 3 سال کے بچے کتنے چھوٹے ہوتے ہیں، چھوٹی سی بچی جب اس نے بابا کے سر کو دیکھا تو اس کو یاد آ گیا کہ بابا مجھے اٹھایا کرتے تھے، بابا مجھے پیار کرتے تھے۔ آپ کو پتا ہے جب چھوٹے بچے آتے ہیں نا آپ کے پاس تو آپ کو ہاتھ بلند کر کے کہتے ہیں مجھے اٹھا لو، اپنی گود میں اٹھا لو۔ بس سکینہ کو جب کوڑے لگ رہے تھے اور شام کے بازار میں انٹر ہونے کا وقت تھا اور سر حسین نظر آ گیا، چھوٹی بچی نے امید سے ہاتھ اٹھا لیے، زینب اولیاء مقام سے دیکھا نہ گیا۔ زینب سر حسین کو مخاطب ہو کر کہتی ہے، بھیا اگر میری آواز کے پر لبیک نہیں کہتے، کم از کم اپنی بیٹی کی بھی آواز کو تو لبیک کہہ دو، یہ امید سے ہاتھ اٹھائے ہوئے ہیں، اس کو دلاسا دے دو۔ تاریخ یہ کہتی ہے کہ نیزہ سر حسین جھکا نیزے سے اپنی چھوٹی سی بچی کے منہ سے لینا شروع کر دیے۔ اے سکینہ میں اٹھا تو نہیں سکتا مگر تیرے منہ سے واہ محمد